No, it's real, y'all.
They'll be all right.
This is just the dynamic.
We'll be live in like 2 seconds, y'all. All right,
We'll be
so
back
the
after this commercial
question
break.
is, considering all of the mass shootings that have happened in America, should there be stricter gun control laws?
Yeah.
I will ask it again. Considering all of the mass shootings that that have happened in America, should there be stricter gun control laws?
I mean,
let us know. We live now, y'all. So Cash ain't all the way lying.
Yeah. Put that in a position so we can see you too, because you look pretty today.
No, I don't.
Yes, you do.
I have my glasses on.
Pam, you better drip, man. You better stop playing.
Drip.
Oh Lord.
Okay.
I feel like this question is like a no-brainer.
Right? You see how quick I answered it? I feel like it's just, yeah. And it's, I'm not talking about nobody. All you need in your house, and this is the flat out truth, you need a shotgun. That's all you need.
Dang.
All you need is a shotgun.
A shotgun.
You don't need an AR-15. You really don't even need a handgun, because if you don't really know how to shoot it, then you all set. You don't even need to know how to shoot a shotgun. You point it and pull the trigger. There's gonna be 3 things that happens if a person is invading your home, because this is the only reason you need weapons for is home protection. They protect your family and your loved ones. They're gonna hear it. They're gonna see it. They're gonna feel it. Or all of the above. Because if you heard a shotgun be fired before, you were going the other direction. You know what I'm saying? If it didn't hit you and you didn't see where it was coming from, you hear it, you're gonna go the other way, away from where you heard it coming from. If you feel it, you dead. And if you see it, you're gonna see how the bullets spread, like the shotgun shells spread everywhere.
Yeah.
So even if you kind of get hit by, it's gonna send them away. That's all you need to protect your home. So all these people with these submachine gun, they got you don't need all these things, but some people just. You know the people who are the biggest advocates of it are the people who are in the Midwest and down south where they have all that land and they have nothing to do.
Yeah.
They can't go to the city like we could go to the city if we wanted. They out in the country and they just shooting cans and logs and whatever and nobody's in sight and that's fun for them. They sit out there and drink 1,000,000 beers and shoot.
At
Correct.
the air.
Yeah.
All day.
And that's fun for them.
Yep.
Well, I think that my thing on it is, granted, I agree everyone has the right to bear arms. Fine, that's what you want to do. But I think that it's being I think that they do need to do something with mental health because I think that's what we're seeing more of. A lot of the shootings are caused by individuals that have a mental health condition, and they have shown vivid, proof. I guess is the word I'm looking for, or have episodes
over and over again.
Yes, there's no question. These people, these individuals that have done this have had mental health issues. So I think that maybe doing, checking someone's medical records, or I don't know, implementing something that has to do with your capacity as a human being, your mentality as a human being, where you stand. You know what I mean? Yes, you are a U.S. citizen, so yes, you have the right to bear arms. However, there should be an exception when it deals with certain mental health conditions, and I don't want to turn that into a discrimination thing, because that can go down a whole different.
That's exactly the rabbit hole that you jump into, and that's what people will bring up.
And that's what people are gonna exactly. So
because
I guess
a lot of military veterans
why.
come back and they want their guns and they have PTSD.
Exactly.
What are the mental disabilities that disqualify you from doing it?
That's what I'm saying. So I know that's gonna lead a whole nother
would certainly be one of them because you could just be edgy and anybody who walks across your line I thought he was coming to kill me.
You know
what I'm saying? And that's how it's such a slippery slope. And I get that. I get that. But I'm in the fifth. See, and I read something. I don't know if it was true today, but I read that Trump was trying to undo what Obama had put in place as far as the mental health checks and everything like that. We need more of them. I believe that they should be annual because there are people who are born with mental disorders, and then there's you can go crazy over life.
Oh, yeah.
Life is wild, yo. Any one of us could go crazy.
Bro. Yeah.
Anybody could snap, yo.
Absolutely.
J. Cole had a line that was so crazy. He said, "Everybody is a killer. All you got to do is push them to the limit."
Yeah.
That's all you got. Anybody could do it. It's just it takes that one thing to just snap.
Everybody has a button, bro.
Yeah. So I feel it should be it should be honestly a federally mandated thing. If you want to register for your firearms permit or license or whatever you need to get, then you should have to take a mental health evaluation every year. I don't even care if it should be covered under your insurance, all that stuff. Do whatever you got to do to make it possible, but make it possible.
Yeah. And
know?
like I said, I don't know if that was the right thing to say because I don't want people to think, discrimination and
Yeah.
because that's not
you
the
don't want to
route.
alienate
Right,
anybody.
and I don't want to. That's not the route I'm trying to take. But I do think that has to be, taken into consideration.
Right.
I guess is what I'm trying to say.
I hear you.
And one thing I want to add on, like Pam says, I agree. Everybody should have rights to bear arms. But
Fair enough.
I really feel like the schools and the churches, we need security with arm on them, bro.
Yeah.
Cause Nicole
gotta
was
have
telling
armed
me,
security.
the government's thinking about training teachers to shoot. Nah, they
That's-
should nah.
That,
They-
that's
I heard-
that's
I
not
heard
very
they-
much.
I heard they
that's
cast
too much.
that idea out there.
Yeah, that's too
Yeah.
much, Pam. I don't
Yeah.
like that. So,
First of all, they ain't paying them nothing anyway
Yeah,
already. You,
yeah,
you don't pay them to
exactly.
teach. Now you want to pay them
Nah,
to kill somebody?
Exactly.
Protect the school too? Nah, man. You
Nicole's
better
like,
bring
I
their
don't even know
salary
how to
up.
hold a gun. And I'm like, I don't even trust my wife with a gun. So
Exactly.
I'd rather
I wouldn't.
security or a police officer
just what
or
we
in
need.
schools and in churches protecting those kids and those people.
A teacher in there demonstrating how to use a gun or something like that, and he accidentally shoots a kid. That's just what we need.
Oh, yeah.
Just what we
You know
need.
what I'm saying?
We arm the security guards. Like I said, it's a great job opportunity for military vets who come home to do it right. They want to do something. It's an honest earning job. You're protecting kids.
Correct.
It's something cool.
I like
They,
that.
if you do have PTSD, there's really not that much to worry about. You can be around kids.
Yeah.
You know
Yes.
what I'm saying? So
Yes.
that's an idea that I have pushed out there to some people who I have this conversation with, but I just think that, like I said, it's a slippery slope. I know plenty of people who have guns. People in my family have guns.
But we're like the only country that has this problem.
We're it.
Yeah.
I heard London no one has a
no
gun.
one,
Not even the
nobody.
cops.
They don't need them.
Yeah.
They don't need them. The thing is, we gained this country by guns. It was because of guns, but that's how we acquired the United States of America. So that's why it's such a huge fabric in our culture. Like, think about that. It's the Second Amendment. They're like, okay, you can speak whenever you want, and you can have a gun.
Correct.
Those are the first two things they thought about. You know what I'm saying? They eloquently put it in the right to bear arms, but like, yo, you could say whatever you want here. This is America. You could say whatever you want here, and you could have a gun to protect your family and kill whatever you want. You know, that's how they approached it.
Yeah.
So it's just wild. We gotta do better. We gotta do better.
Yeah, I agree.
Like, you look at Pittsburgh. What bothered me the most about Pittsburgh, I'm sorry, I've talked so much,
sorry.
but
That's why we have you on the show.
a 92-year-old Holocaust survivor was killed.
Yes,
in
Oh
that
my
hurt
God,
my
I
heart.
this
saw
woman
that.
survived the Holocaust
Oh,
That
I saw
hurt
and
my
look how
heart.
she ended up
And
dying.
died.
and dies here.
Comes here
in America.
Comes here to be free and still dies because of that.
Unbelievable. For the same things 60, 70 years later.
The guy comes in, all Jews must die. And he shot the back row of the church, and she was one of them.
My God.
That's
man.
so sad.
So
Holocaust
sad.
survivor. Comes
just-
to America to be free and still dies because
it
of
makes
that.
It makes my stomach, like, I literally feel like I want to throw up when I think
92 or
about it.
97?
90. Was she 92 or 90? I think she was
one of them.
92. I think there
Okay.
was another 97-year-old.
Yeah.
person.
Oh, yeah,
There was
yeah.
a lot of older people in there.
That's sad.
That's so sad.
very
That's so
sad.
sad.
Survived the Holocaust and
That's
died here
Yeah.
for the same thing.
Find out what did our listeners say. Shout out to our listeners too.
Yes.
Yes. Someone by the name of Eric said no.
Erica.
I don't know what his last name is. And T, or aliens must be black.
Oh my God.
He said, sadly, won't make much of a difference. It's not that hard to get a gun illegally. So what's a strict gun law going to do?
That's a good point.
That's true.
Facts Undeniable said 98% of all mass shootings are in gun-free zones. The Aurora movie shooter had a movie theater down his block, and he passed 3 others driving 15 miles to the only one that was a gun-free zone. That gun-free zone literally killed those people. There are already gun laws in place to prevent people who shouldn't get guns. Okay.
So
point.
is somebody all right? Okay. So to that, I just gotta say this really quick. Okay,
ahead,
so
Cash.
say you're in a non-gun free zone, right? And you're the one guy in the movie theater that has a gun, but when he comes into the movie theater, he shoots you first. Now what good are you? Cause you ain't gonna see him come in and like, oh, that's the guy with the gun. Let me get my gun. No, that gun only matters if you don't get shot first.
Word.
That's the only time it makes sense. If you don't, if you get shot, you dead. That's it. It don't matter that you had your gun. Now you just dead with a gun.
Wow.
So I just don't get that part. People saying like, oh, if everybody had guns, then this wouldn't happen. No. No, nobody had guns, then this wouldn't happen.
Yeah, exactly.
This is the only way. But there's like this compromise. People like their guns. They love them. I personally hate them.
I know. I don't see what the big controversy is. Like,
Yo,
why
they
do you need a gun?
It's a gun culture we're living in, Pam. We live in a gun culture.
I guess.
It's
gun
Johnny
world.
Cash said increase the price of bullets.
What?
That's not a bad idea.
Okay.
No, the thing is, that's why the big backlash what you were talking about with the mental disorders, like in the mental health checks, that is like why they're fighting on that hard, because a lot of these people are crazy.
How much are bullets? Does anyone know?
cheap.
Right, no, they're not cheap. Bullets are
No, they're
expensive
cheap to
already.
make.
Yeah, they're cheap to make.
Yeah.
They sell them for, I mean,
I don't know how much they are.
a few
though. I can't
rounds,
tell you.
like, you know, $30-$40, something like that. They're like, it's not too, but people are not just going to get a few rounds.
Right.
They buy, like the movie theater shooter, he had like thousands of rounds. Same
But
thing.
he had an automatic, right?
Yeah.
He had something illegal.
He had like, it was a semi-automatic.
Yeah,
It was
yeah.
But the burst fire, like, you know, like, he could just push them, you know? So,
That's scary.
That's
Yeah.
so
Yeah,
scary.
I don't like that.
yeah.
Michael Manoni says
Shout out to Michael Manoni.
he says no. Places with the strictest gun laws tend to have the highest rates of gun crime.
See, they use the numbers against you, yo.
Correlation does not equal causation. However, criminals are less likely to commit break-ins and assaults against citizens whom are potentially armed. Stricter gun laws.
That's not true.
Stricter gun laws being
It's not
proposed.
true.
You
What's
won't let
not
me
true?
finish reading.
Sorry, finish. It bothers me. These things bother me.
Stricter gun laws being proposed by people who don't know much about guns would only put those who would otherwise be lawful individuals in jail.
You're into that, Cash.
I don't have an answer to it. I just like some of it was true, a lot of it wasn't true. What he's talking about is Chicago. Chicago is, you want to know? So Chicago has like the strictest gun laws in the country. You want to know what Chicago borders? The state of Indiana that has the lightest gun laws. You want what has the most gun shows all of the time? Gary, Indiana. Where's Gary, Indiana? Just on the other side of the border of Illinois. You got to drive 20 minutes, maximum 20 minutes from the city of Chicago. From the south side, it's less than 20 minutes, probably about a 15-minute drive on, what is it, I forget what, is it 80? No, it's not 80.
This is random, but the Jacksons grew up in Gary, Indiana.
Yeah, right there on the border of Chicago.
Yeah.
It's right there on the Lake Michigan.
Yeah, that's the only part.
It's
of
literally
Indiana I
right
know.
there. There's like a little loop. Oop, my bad. A little loop. And
little loop.
Chicago's right here, and Gary, Indiana is right there. And that's how close they are. And they go to gun shows. That's how the illegal guns get into the neighborhood. Because in Southside Chicago, what people fail to address, you need one.
Yeah.
Everybody got one,
Yeah.
legal or illegal. So the reason that they're going out handing guns out there, that's why the illegal guns come from people are buying them at gun shows legally.
Would you get a legal gun?
I mean, I don't need it. I don't need it. Everybody loves me.
I would, but I'm not
The
gonna.
way-
Everybody
Cash.
loves me, and if I'm gonna get it, that was the way I was supposed to get God.
Cash.
That's the way I'm looking. I'm not gonna play with God.
No. I would get
I
it,
don't
but
play
I
with that.
wouldn't. I would barely use it.
wouldn't use it.
Just.
I've been
to have-
shooting before.
Me and Jean talked
It
about
depends
it.
on the circumstance. If
Yeah.
I was like alone, like living somewhere alone,
Yeah.
and I just felt like
Yeah.
I was unsafe, I would get one.
Yeah, like I want to move
would
to the
get a
city one
gun,
day,
but
so
I'll just
I
lock
think
it
I
up
have
in
a
the
banger
house.
down there, but that's
I feel
it.
like Ariel will get one.
My husband can't wait to get one.
Yeah,
He
I-
can't wait.
I'm
He
with-
got his
I'm
gun
with Ariel.
license. He got his license.
Yeah,
He's ready.
I would get one, but I'm not gonna be strapped all the time.
Nah,
Yeah,
I'm not gonna be
I'm
like
not.
riding around
Yeah,
with it.
no,
but if
no.
I'm like, you know what I mean,
Yeah.
I like having one
I
at the
have it in
crib,
the house just in case.
just in case somebody want to
Yeah.
try
Yes,
something.
exactly.
You got another thing coming.
Yeah.
Ariel's gonna have it on him all the time.
No, he not. He said
He gonna buy the little ankle
Yeah.
holder and all that. He about to be out here wearing cowboy
You
hats
can
and stuff.
actually carry it with you in the holster. You just can't bring it into the state of New York. They're
Yeah.
dumb strict.
Yeah.
They're real strict.
Yeah, but all the
Unless-
other states, as long as it's in the holster and it's not being shown, you're fine.
Yeah.
yeah.
That gets iffy though. I have a
It is
friend
iffy.
who carried one. I don't know if he still does, but he got into a fight with someone.
Oh my gosh! And then he
And
pulled it out.
he
huh?
didn't pull it out, but
Oh.
he was like
He was
tempted
he
to.
was tempted to.
Yeah, so it gets like
That
that's
is-
dangerous.
that
See,
is
now
dangerous.
imagine that.
I know
that
if
you
we
got that
ever-
ability to play God right now. Like if I wanted to, boy, like I'm punching you right now, but if I wanted to, I could just.
Oh, I could end your
I
life.
could end you right now. Imagine that.
I know Ariel. If we were to have one, someone was to break into our house, like he is shooting. He don't
Ariel,
care.
yeah.
He's like I could just picture
Ariel.
my husband. Yeah, he's like he ain't asking questions. He's like,
Yo,
you know,
Ariel's my homie, bro.
he's a New Yorker, so he's like
Yeah.
boom, 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 boom.
Yeah.
Oh, my bad. It was
Yeah.
you. Oh, like I can just see him
That
doing
is
something like that.
hilarious.
That's
my
like
God.
That's not
see?
funny, but that's
it, right? It's
actually
like I don't
I
mean to
could
say
so
like
see
as
how
a
they're
joke,
bang,
but.
bang,
Yeah,
bang.
so see
he's
him
not the
doing that.
type to like ask
Yeah.
questions. Like if someone's breaking in, if he hears something in the middle of the night, he is just shooting. He don't care.
I don't blame him though. You guys got 2 little girls.
That's
And that's
an
it.
representation
That's what
of
I'm
him.
saying.
Are you saying he's a little? You're making him sound like he's more aggressive than he is. Every time I see Ariel, it's all good.
Yeah.
It's my guy.
Yeah, because you don't speak Spanish.
That was good conversations though.
funny.
Yes, definitely.
Thank
On
you.
It's a
the
conversation
live,
that will
we
be
just
had
had-
forever.
What live
Any
saying?
comments on live?
No, just